Edwin Sifuna just made me aware that in one of the polling stations in Isiolo South, that is in Garbatula, that the number of votes exceeded the number of registered voters, hence calling for a halt to that exercise. And Edwin Sifuna warns Ruto's regime that should that be the precedence they are setting towards 2027, then they shall not make it, as they shall deal with that situation scathingly. Listen to Edwin Sifuna on this.
Kura zetu zihesabiwe kulingana na jinsi ambavyo zimepigwa na zitangazwe jinsi ambavyo zimepigwa. Further, tumeona kule Garbatula katika eneo la Isiolo South wanatuambia polling station moja, hata IBC wenyewe imelazimisha kwamba wa cancel results za hiyo polling station kwa sababu kura ambazo zilihesabiwa zilipita wale watu ambao walitambuliwa kupitia BVR kits. Inawezekanaje bwana? Inawezekanaje? Si ni wizi wa wazi? Tunataka tuwaambie mkijaribu hiyo 2027. Sihaunye wasi. Sihaunye. Sihaunye. Tunataka watu waruhusiwe kufanya campaign, wapige kura zao, alafu zihesabiwe, matokeo itangazwe. Tunajua kwamba 2027 tunapeleka William Ruto nyumbani. Tumechoka na yeye bwana.
Well, if that is the reality, then what does the future hold for all the digital platforms that we see full with the people singing one term, but yet when it goes to the ballot, we see a different thing? Now, I think that explains the reason as to why UDA could comfortably sweep all the by-election seats, and if not all, most of them, while we are asking, why aren't we seeing whatever is projected online being tallied on the ground? We've been asking, how comes we are singing one term vehemently on the digital platforms, yet on ground things are different? Kumbe huu muda wote huno mchezo ambao the Ruto's regime has been doing. Anyway, I dived into a research, and of course my research goes into issues, elections. I was trying to ask what happens with the smartmatic kits that manage elections, and my real dive was into, could it be manipulated to give results other than the ones that are being projected? And yes, it was possible. How is this possible? The software can be manipulated. The algorithm that counts the elections could be manipulated. You will ask me, how? Well, you might be voting as person A to candidate B. Now, it might be engineered such that when you vote once, it counts 5 times on the Kim's kit. But again, it might be told when it reaches a certain threshold, then it should stop. Whereas in person B, there would be reduction. After it reaches a certain point, significant reductions might be done. Or even maybe there might be somewhere at the tail end with the software information who has the login details, who might be manipulating these results in the back end. Now, for those who says that stealing elections is something that can't be done, trust me, maybe you haven't interacted in the software development world. I mean, I'm also blown with this, that the number of votes counted can exceed the number of registered voters. What could Ruto's regime be planning? Isn't that an outright alarm and signal that 2027, it is one of the methods they are planning to steal elections, especially in Eastern region? Remember when Aden Duale once stood up and said that this time round, the deciding votes are coming from Northeastern. And all along, we've always known that the deciding vote comes from central region. I even did a piece where I dealt with figures. The total number of registered voters in Isiolo, or let's say in Northeastern, barely hits 2 million. Now, the total population vis-a-vis those who are registered, I mean, there's a very big gap. And remember, total population, that calls for from younger children. You know, when census is conducted, it counts from children through to the adults. Now, if that number is barely reaching that which we may consider a threshold to be a deciding voter, then what are you talking about them becoming a deciding voter? So all along, this was the plan that was being hatched, and maybe they conducted a piloting in Isiolo South. Just say things didn't go well in Garbatula. This is what in slang terms people say nimbaya. It's tough. It's bad. And this regime is stopping at nothing to make sure that they garner the numbers through hook and crook, so long as the IEBC can announce that it is Ruto who has won the elections. All the other things and gimmicks we are seeing are just but parts of trying to take us away or divert our attention from the real issues that are bewildering our nation. All this is to take our attention from all the atrocities, because I would not sit down and understand a regime that has killed its own citizens, its own children, a regime that has conducted state-sanctioned abductions, extrajudicial killings. How would the people who have witnessed that still go ahead and vote the same regime? That for sure has been tormenting me. But at least I have hatched, dig deeper, and found the truth. Manipulation is the thing. Now, as Edward Sifuna says, they'll not allow that. I mean, what will we do? Could there be a looming revolution? It's okay. We've decided we are going to 2027, so I should not think of any revolution in between now and 2027, because I would really want to be part of it. But again, as the tradition in this nation has been, once the person has been announced as the winner, no matter how many court cases we are having into the Supreme Court, it is difficult to overrule that ruling that or decision by the IBC that so and so garnered the 50+1 mark to be the president. In that case, what do we do? Now, Kenyans should plan. What do we do when the united opposition makes government? 2. What do we do when Ruto is considerably or hypothetically re-elected? What do we do if the votes are manipulated? Maybe they'll not need someone to go and do ballot stuffing. They just need to manipulate the results in the Smartmatic kits. Oh my. It's kind of difficult. I can't just imagine to go to slumber and wake up to a morning whereby William Samuel Ruto is announced as the 6th president of Kenya. Mimi naweza kuwa nagongwa kila sehemu. Go to Tanzania, Suluhu is there. Kenya, Ruto is there. Oh my God. Where can I put my head to? Anyway, what's your take on this? Give me your thought in the comment section below. If you love content of this nature and you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button. So anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the Unscripted Talks here in Dub Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dub Radio ndio mpango mzima.